There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonkō Table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonkō Table, the table that will make their dreams come true.
Yo, everyone. The Yonkō Table is back, and look at us. It's a duo. It's a duo of Yonkō at the Yonkō Table. I think this is only the third time it's happened in our season 0 and season 1 run-up. So that's
no way.
I'm not kidding. Yeah, for just the two of us, because I know we did pilot episode, the initial pilot episode with Miles Morales.
One WandaVision episode.
Maybe one WandaVision episode. I would have to go back and see, but assuming it was just one episode, I want to say every instance after that, except for the news coup where we got the Phase 4 lineup of what movies are coming out, like Fantastic Four, all the multiverse stuff. That one, it was just you and I. But yeah, aside from those and maybe one WandaVision episode, we've had a crowd. But and of course there's nothing wrong with just the two of us,
Yeah, of course not.
Definitely have fun with that. But my God, we so off track. This week we have another episode of What If? Marvel's What If. We're on episode 6, right?
Yes, episode 6, right?
Episode 6. And this week we ponder the question, what if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark? Before we get into our deep dive, you've been hearing him already as we started this episode, but as always, I have to introduce my fellow Yonkō GrandMasterHoop. Grandmaster, how have you been? How did you feel about this episode?
I'm in good, Dr. Jace. Thank you for asking. Kind of rough at the zoo, as Tosi likes to call it. But
the zoo animals not keeping in line?
Nah, actually, they were in line today. I had them dedicate and devote their hearts like some Survey Corps members. So yeah, nah, we got it straightened out, so it's fine. But
all right.
Yeah, this episode definitely think it had some highs and had some lows, but overall I think the concept was definitely a cool concept to explore, and I'm glad they pulled out the stuff for this one. Now, with that said, did they hit it all the way home? Well, it seems like a lot of these episodes are setting up sequels, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you're getting that vibe too.
Yeah, like the endings seem to. Well, that's the thing. I feel like, they kind of went, like, they go in such a different direction in the episode for all the what ifs, that I feel like you kind of have to do that at the end. Like, you have to show something like, we went in such a different direction. Like, this is the MCU, that this is still a world. So we have to show you at the very end, what may be the next thing. If we choose to, make a sequel to it, they might not with any of these,
they might not, but see, with that said, I feel it's almost an incomplete story, and I'm kind of left. Maybe I'm judging it too early. Maybe I need to judge it as a whole with a part 2 included.
Do you mean this episode or just all the episodes?
A lot of the episodes that leave off on cliffhangers.
Okay.
So
like last week's with the Thanos, zombie Thanos. Okay.
Zombie Thanos, and then this week, we'll get into it. So we'll see what season 2 has in store, or maybe even the rest of this season.
Right.
Maybe they'll tie up some of these loose threads that they're leaving. But I think this episode is worth talking about. I think this episode had some fun stuff to engage about versus some other episodes that we've seen. So.
Right, for sure. This is episode 6. This is the second half of season 1 of What If. We have 3 more episodes, I think. 7, 8, 9.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I've been enjoying the ride of What If so far. I really have. Some episodes are better than others. I feel like some of these most of them introduce some cool ideas, like what if, and then blah blah blah. Like what if, like in this one, what if Killmonger did save Tony Stark? But I don't know. Like this episode, I definitely liked it more than last week's. I think last week, I think that was like my lowest score that I gave for this season of What If, the zombies. I think I gave that like a 6. I think I gave it like a 6 out of 10. This one's not a 6, but I don't know. I just so what is it? We're back to Iron Man 1, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we're at the scene, the very beginning of Iron Man 1 at that, where Tony is in Afghanistan, and it's really cool. Like I just saw Iron Man 1 again, like maybe 2 weeks ago. So a lot of these scenes are beat for beat, like, oh yeah, he did say exactly that line. Yeah, like
they got it down to a T.
Right. Like, oh, peace. Oh wait, no, don't throw up.
Don't do gang signs. Right. Yes.
I'm like, okay, all right, they got it. So they have the same thing with the attack on the convoy that Tony Stark was in. But instead of Tony Stark within proximity range to the Stark Industries missile that landed near him in Iron Man 1, that honestly should have killed him, but Killmonger comes in to save the day. I found it kind of odd that Killmonger could just chuck that thing with his bare hand.
He didn't just chuck it, man. He like launched it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like a super soldier type kind of throw.
Yes,
with
this is not
a spiral and everything.
I know. This is
ball.
Yeah, he threw it.
Like a Nerf ball, right?
I don't know, that scene right there kind of pulled me out a little bit, because I'm like, wait a minute. He's not like that strong. He doesn't have the suit. Does he have the suit on? Okay, no, that's just his regular outfit. That's not. I don't know. I was confused by that scene, but whatever. It's gone. It doesn't matter. He saves Tony Stark by chucking that thing, like as you say, a Nerf football out of the area. And so what happens? We basically avoid the entire buildup from Iron Man 1, right? Where Tony, builds his first Iron Man suit, builds the arc reactor for the first time, right?
Yeah, we like totally just gloss over everything that happened in Iron Man 1. But as the Watcher like to point out, the Watcher mentioned it, that Tony didn't learn these big lessons, these big important catharsis type moments in his life. When he goes to that press conference, he's like, in the original film, and I'm sure you remember, he's like, I watched American soldiers die by the weapons that I helped make, and that's when he says it down. He shuts it down, and now he's like, hell no, we need to make it bigger and better, and we gotta shut out the competition. And yeah, he totally didn't learn like anything. So as much as this is Killmonger's episode, this is kind of a cool take on Tony Stark and how his life would have been different without Iron Man. So that stuff I like seeing. I like the Killmonger and Tony Stark stuff. Like he's like, Killmonger, what's that, German?
That's right. I did enjoy that scene. Then he just blows up like everyone in the vicinity.
Right. Without a challenge. That wasn't even a challenge. I get it. Killmonger's like this badass mercenary.
It's just the 10 rings. The OG 10 rings. The OG 10 rings.
No, they're a faction. They're a faction of
the 10 rings.
Right. Homeboy's got connects all over the world. He said, I need y'all to. Well, I wish they confirmed that in Shang-Chi, but they didn't. But whatever. I'm not going to digress. He took him out with relative ease.
With nothing, yeah.
An assault rifle. That's it, really, yeah.
That's all he did. And I mean, but that's enough to get him within the ranks of, Tony Stark. To the point where just rescuing him makes him the COO of.
Well, I think.
There was build up to that. There was
security, head of security first.
Right.
Which makes sense. This guy saved your life. Make him head of security. Then CEO or COO or CFO.
He was COO. And the only reason why I know is because the scene it happened immediately after the scene where Killmonger outs OG Obadiah.
Right.
The greatest villain of all time.
Tony Stark
built this in a lab with a box of scraps.
Yeah.
Oh, in the cave, you're right.
With a box of scraps. Right, yeah.
Well, sir, I'm not Tony Stark.
I'm not Tony Stark, yeah.
Oh man, iconic. That was the true tragedy in this episode. We didn't get any Obadiah scene because he gets outed too early. He gets out, so he can't have that scene.
Yeah.
So Obadiah gets outed. Happy gets to slug him in the face for whatever reason. Like, okay, fine.
Right, because it was always apparent that Happy had it out for him. Right.
What was that a thing?
No, it wasn't a thing. No, Happy had Happy's smallest role. Jon Favreau, director of Iron Man, his smallest role in the films was Iron Man 1. So. Right.
Yeah.
He's hardly in the film.
Exactly. So right from there he gets appointed into basically Obadiah's position, which was COO, which I feel like that was a little bit of a jump to.
Oh, totally.
Like your chief of staff or your security, your
security,
yeah. And you just jump from that to like someone that basically manages your company. I'm like, okay, we're kind of speeding things up a little bit, but
right. Does like Killmonger have any credits in business or I don't even know what you need to be a COO of a military type weapons company, right? I don't know. I don't think just have military experience. That's all you need to run a company.
I
guess goodness, yeah. I mean, I get it, he saved your life, but dude, look at his background check, right? Or his resume, which I imagine is not that big.
Right, exactly. So that essentially put him basically in bed with Tony Stark, right? Well, figuratively speaking, he's in bed with Tony Stark at this point.
Right.
So now he's convincing Tony to like make like a prototype.
Make a Gundam. They literally reference Gundam.
Yeah, and how do you call it? Tony makes a remark. He's like, "Oh, well, that's a pretty." He says something about the design, and he's like, "Well, what can I say? I like anime."
What can I say? I like anime, right?
That was definitely a Michael B. Jordan. He definitely asked to put that line in. He's like, "Hey, can I say this?"
Oh, for sure, because it is very apparent he's a big anime fan.
Right.
Do you know who this blue look is based off of?
His outfit?
Yeah.
No, I don't. What?
Oh my gosh, if you didn't know this. So here, I'm gonna let you take a look. Think about it's blue and it's got armor on the front.
Like based off like an anime or?
Yeah, come on. Blue with armor on the front. Come on.
Blue with armor on the front.
Oh, chest
man.
plate.
Oh my God. I can't think.
Dude, just think. Blue like jumpsuit underneath.
Jumpsuit.
Armor chest armor.
I swear I'm gonna hate myself when
you are. Oh my God!
I swear to God, I feel like I'm thinking too hard on this.
Everybody listening to this podcast is like, dude, come on, Dr. Jace, it's right there.
Blue. I swear I keep thinking of Mega Man.
Let me just say it. It's freaking Saiyan armor, man. He based it. This whole look is based off of Saiyan
God.
armor. Do you see it now?
I see it now. The blue Vegeta Saiyan armor.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Like it's confirmed. He worked with the costume designers to give him that look.
Hilarious.
Right.
And that's only in this, right? Because he didn't have that in
He had it in Black Panther.
In that color scheme?
Yeah, it was the quintessential when he blew up, when they kidnapped Claw after they had captured Claw. And then when he's brought in chains to Wakanda, he's wearing it.
I don't remember it being that like blue, like the arm part.
The arm, it's blue. It's blue.
I'll eventually get to that movie with my Marvel rewatch, and I'll see.
Yes, go back and take a look. It's cool. I mean,
right.
So yeah, they're totally letting Michael B. they're making Killmonger Michael B. Like
Right. And I guess that was probably the likable aspect of this what if episode. Like I feel like the writers knew what Killmonger was, or rather who he was in Black Panther, and they just went with that into this episode of what if, because they knew that Michael B. Jordan could sell the role, and I felt like he did a pretty good job. Like the more Killmonger was on screen compared to Tony Stark, because I mean, Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark are like synonymous. If I'm not hearing his voice, to me, it's not the same wit. You know, and maybe that's a bias.
Totally a bias, but it's like okay, because it's like, you know, he did this role for 10 years. Right, exactly. Like he's ingrained in our minds as like, okay, that's Tony Stark. You know, I guess anyone could come in with sharp wit and whatever. And you know, there were some lines where I'm like, okay, yeah, Tony Stark would say something like that. Well, it was definitely, he was so the actor, his name is Mick Winger. Right. If I'm not mistaken, he played Tony Stark in the do you remember Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes? No, I lied. Different guy. I lied. All right, I take that back. Either way, it sounds like a pretty good impression to me. I mean, right.
I mean, yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah. You just gotta take what you can, but
right.
Yeah, it's essentially an impression of Robert Downey.
Now, what about Killmonger? Like, did you like him coming back into this episode? Like, kind of up to his own schemes again. I felt like they took it in more interesting ways a little bit. Like he was double crossing and triple crossing people, but he more or less was just the same Killmonger from, you know.
All right, I'm gonna say this. I was wishing. I mean, I wanted to see where they would go because the Watcher said a villain is given another chance. Well, he didn't really take that. He didn't really take that chance. This was all part of his plan.
Right, you know? Right.
And so when you compare his plan in this episode, you know, rescue Tony Stark, become COO of Stark Industries, plant all this betrayal, kill all these people just to get Wakanda. His plan in Black Panther seemed a lot more simpler. Like,
what was his plan in Black Panther?
His plan in Black Panther was let them capture Claw. He captures Claw. They let him back in because he brings in Claw.
Which actually, ultimately, it comes down to that again.
It does come down to that again. It was like,
oh my God.
They did all this just for him to bring back Claw.
His plan was really convoluted.
Right. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there was some point in the episode where he actually was gonna, you know, kind of work the security role or, you know, the COO role. And maybe there would be a switch where he was like, damn, I'm working for the oppressor.
But we didn't see it though.
Yeah, we didn't see it. We're just now, I mean, we're left to assume this was just part of his plan the whole time. And when you compare it to Black Panther, the film,
oh my God,
this is just a freaking convoluted, layered plan
to get to where we were in Black Panther.
This time around, T'Challa's already dead.
Just based on that, my score might be a little lower now.
Actually, God, yeah. Now that we talk about it,
because like I wasn't thinking like this show in a negative light, but now that you say that, we're just rewatching Black Panther 1 with a more convoluted plot. You know, like it. I don't know.
No, that's what I was getting at. This episode was a merger of Iron Man and Black Panther. We literally took we took out the first half of Black Panther, substituted it for the first half of Iron Man, and then you know, sprinkled with, you know, a couple of decisions made differently.
How do we transition these movies so that they end up in the same? Yeah. No,
right. And then on top of that, man, oh man, they just let Killmonger kill whoever he wants. With no challenge. He killed everybody in this episode. And I think 100%. It started with Rhodey. Rhodey was the first one.
No, first it was T'Challa. Remember?
Oh, he killed T'Challa first, right?
He killed T'Challa. And first off, the way he killed T'Challa, that was BS. I'm like,
Okay.
Come on.
Well, okay. So
like
let's talk.
like this? Okay, go ahead.
Do you think Stark tech can rival Wakandan tech?
Absolutely not. No.
And on top of that,
even if it could, I feel like it would still take more than just what happened here. What was it? He
had like that disruptor that disrupted the vibranium.
Right. Was that what it was?
It was like some kind of like sonic emitter that when he used it like T'Challa's helmet came off because
right.
It reminded me of the train in Black Panther when they were fighting by the train. Like that stuff would always disrupt the vibranium. That's how they were able to transport it. That's what I imagine what was going on.
Well, because in Iron Man 1, if you remember, Obadiah, the way he was able to get the drop on Tony and
it's the same device.
Device.
But it's bigger and it was weaponized versus like put it up to the man's ear.
Exactly, right. And like, the same thing with the
you saw it on the neck, right.
And it's funny because I convinced Toasty to start watching the MCU movies again, and in preparation for the future MCU lineup. And I remember he brought that up again. He's like, why do they never weaponize this? This is some OP tech, like Jesus Christ.
Well, okay, so actually now that you mentioned, that's a really cool thing, because I think Obadiah originally made a line about why they never weaponized it.
The government didn't want to buy it, or fund it. So
with Tony never being captured, they probably went ahead and weaponized it.
Exactly, right.
So
and I feel like that weapon was paying homage to that more than the sonic emitter that you mentioned from Black Panther, just because of the veins, right? The veins that are coming up on the neck. And then also, Killmonger would have access to practically anything in Tony's, the arsenal to do this stuff. So, but now it's like a weaponized, weapon. And he took out T'Challa with like hardly any effort with that weapon, which I guess if it's that same weapon, I guess it makes sense. I mean, I don't know.
I guess it's just, it was just kind of so quick.
It was quick.
I don't think his plan ever failed or ran into any hiccups.
None at all. He didn't. I guess maybe, I was going to say maybe when he fought the robot for the first time with Tony, like everything wasn't going according to plan, but then he still beat it. But yeah. So going back, he kills T'Challa first. Right after that, he killed Rhodes.
Right.
But what was the speech that he gave him? He was like, "Why do you wear the uniform of your oppressor?" Or something.
Right. And he's like, and he said, "You can't change the system unless you're
part of the system.
Unless you're part of the system." And I forget what he says to that, but clearly it's still the same warped Killmonger where, you can't talk this man down.
You can
out of anything, he's hella committed. I mean, who's he to talk? He was a Navy SEAL too,
Right. And you don't know exactly. And I mean, like I'm looking at his outfit. It's decorated with so many medals. The the white military outfit. I'm like, bro, what do you mean?
Yeah, right. I mean, I get it. You did it probably to
get where you are.
Where you are, right? But like on top of that, you're still doing the good fight. Like you were not like out here just shooting your generals after a mission. You were reporting, saving lives. I mean, whatever. Dude's a hypocrite.
You did your piece, but. Okay. So what? After Rhodes,
it's Tony. He kills Tony.
Tony's next.
Which was weird because I'm like, it only looked like Tony got hit in the shoulder.
Right. Yeah. It was just his right side too. It was
right. It wasn't like no vital parts, unless maybe he hit an artery. I guess. It
could be. I mean, you never know what you might hit in that.
Yeah,
area.
It could be totally. But I don't know. But again, he just kills everybody. Everybody who's smart is like, dude, he killed them. Like Pepper the whole time
Suspicious.
Oh, Jarvis' memory was swept clean. How convenient. Like,
No one's asking questions. No one's except
right.
Pepper, but
Except Pepper. Like nobody else sees it. And it's like, dude, it's totally this guy. He wanted to do an off the books mission where they get vibranium from Claw, a wanted criminal.
right.
And then he's in the house with Tony alone, and nobody thinks twice about this guy, but whatever. His plan is just dominoes falling into place. Like
Exactly. I mean, what the government now bought in on the vibranium, I guess robots.
well, that part, and the fact that they're like, oh, we need to go after Wakanda. Wakanda did this. Wakanda, it was retaliation. So now he's like
Right.
pointing the army at Wakanda. And then he goes and kills Claw. Just
And
like
he
in
goes
this,
and kills Claw.
and this is where we enter how this episode is now just Black Panther minus T'Challa. Because now
Right.
he's warping the story in his favor. They all think T'Challa died by Americans, and he's over here saying, you know, oh yeah, I was there. It's time to fight back against the oppressors. And again, only Shuri is like the only one who's like questioning, like he's an outsider.
The 12-year or 16-year-old, how old is Shuri?
She's
in-
supposed to be like 16, 18. I mean, the
The
actress
teenager.
Letitia Wright, who
I know
did
she's
not
way
come.
older. than
Yeah,
that.
she's way older. She did not come back to voice the character either.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, she did not. She's 27. Yeah, she did not come back to voice the character, which is fine. But yeah, man, she's the only one questioning this dude. Like this, he just waltzes in, you know. I'm a war dog.
Yeah, the lip thing again. He also has the kill streak stuff on his chest.
Yes,
I
yes,
forgot about that.
He still has those, and he added one for Tony. That
I don't have to
bastard.
put you on here, Tony. Ugh. Oh my god. So yeah, well, I guess in this scenario, what's T'Challa's dad's name?
T'Chaka.
T'Chaka. T'Chaka's not dead in this scenario, so that was
T'Chaka
kind of
is not dead. That's different.
right.
Which is interesting because, you know, T'Chaka killed his father.
right.
And
So
in
you
the
would-
movies, he knows. He's like, I found my daddy with panther claws in his chest. You know?
I remember that. I remember that line.
Right.
He was
and,
angry. He was angry.
He was very angry. So, but he didn't bring it up once. And the whole time I'm like, damn, he's gonna stab T'Chaka.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
And he never did.
He never, like, I was waiting for it, but like I was like, dude, there's like no way you can explain this away though. Like if you actually killed T'Chaka just when you came in here, you cannot explain that away. Everyone's gonna know that it was you.
All fingers point to this dude. This
I'm
guy,
like-
he's got to be the one.
So I'm guessing that's why he never killed. Well, at least for now, he has not killed T'Chaka because it would just be so obvious, right? That it would be him. So
on top of that, T'Chaka also didn't come clean. You know?
oh,
He's
like tell him that he killed his dad.
right.
Right.
Like admit it. Like he's like he admits that that's definitely Njobu's son, but he's never like, oh yeah, I totally killed my brother.
You have your
kinda-
father's eyes.
Right. How do you say
right
that
when
to
I
the
killed
dude?
him.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yo, how do you do that? How do you look this man in the eye and just be like, come home, nephew. You know, yo, home. You can't. I don't know.
It's messed up. It's messed up.
It
for
is kind of
sure.
messed up.
So what happens? The military sends in the weaponized
The Gundams.
the vibranium made Gundams, and there's a bit of an action scene where like Killmonger like fights alongside all of our favorites. One cool scene that I liked, I forgot her name. The Queen.
Oh, Ramonda.
The Queen. Ramonda. She got to fight in this.
She did get to fight. That
and
was an
we
interesting
didn't-
choice.
That was very interesting because, you know, we never saw that in Black
Never.
Panther. And
I mean, she wasn't the general in Black Panther.
right, she wasn't. You know, I feel like, you know, she like in lore, she should be able to fight like this.
Yeah, you would think everybody in the royal family would have to learn how to fight at one point, just in case they have to defend their title,
Right.
through the trial. So
Exactly. Did she return to voice?
yes, that is indeed Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett. I love Angela Bassett, man.
Oh yeah, she's
Every
great.
role
She's
she's in.
correct. Yeah, no, she's OG. Like, I'm glad she came back on board.
I'm glad.
Even,
but
again, it was small, but it's like, welcome. Like,
you
always
have Angela Bassett, but like Shuri can't. Shuri's too
yeah, Letitia. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she was just not available. I don't know. But
too busy.
yeah, it's too busy to do a couple of lines. I mean, yeah, she didn't even have that many lines. But whatever, it's okay.
Whatever. We got some cool action scenes with these characters. So that was some of like the highlight moments of like, oh, okay, you don't really see these characters either A, fighting, or B, fighting alongside each other with, you know, some of these other people. So that was cool. And then the episode just you know, kind of ends.
Yeah. The big battle. Not that, again,
there's nothing
it
crazy.
was not a challenge. He turned them all off, and
which was weird. I don't get what the point was to turn them off and then to turn them back on again. Like,
it was just to cause more distrust.
oh my god.
Okay. All right. Now that we're talking about this, I think this is pretty cool.
Okay.
In Black Panther, you know, the agent played by Martin Freeman, I forget his name. The colonizer, who they saved, played by Bilbo.
Right. Yeah.
Bilbo. Ross. His name is Ross as well. When he was talking about Killmonger and his, like, you know, credits, it was all about, you know, he dismantles from the inside. He dismantles countries and seats of power from the inside, creates distrust. And I guess that's basically what we're seeing here. And so now that I'm thinking about it like that, it's pretty cool, because in Black Panther, which just kind of came in, said, "Is this your king?" While this time you actually see him kind of manipulate the systems and manipulate the emotions of people. So I will say that's a detail they're expanding upon, and I like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that was kind of cool. And we got to see. I'm glad they had this moment where, like, they passed on the Black Panther mantle onto Killmonger, and then he got that moment with T'Challa.
Ooh, that was a really good moment.
I liked it. I liked it. What was it that he said?
He said, you know,
something about like power, like
well, it was like, I remember specifically he was talking about suffering. He's like, you know, you're going to answer your suffering by making others suffer, and that doesn't make a lot of sense, you know.
Right. And at some point you're gonna, you know, pay for those type of crimes, either on this plane or, you know, the next one. I guess the Black Panther plane, wherever that is. Mm-hmm. So that was cool. Again, more Chadwick Boseman. Do we have one more episode?
Yeah, this is the third. We are supposed to get one more.
And that'll be the final.
I was when he died so quick, I was like, damn, because like he spoke, but I was like, oh man. Well, he didn't see his dad when he had his vision. He got sent there. I was like, okay, cool. We're definitely gonna get Chadwick, and there he was. So I'm like, okay, cool, good line, good writing. I mean, it's a conversation we've already seen before, you know. Just
yeah, it's nothing new.
Now he's dead in the context of the story.
Right.
And he's a cousin.
They are cousins, yes. So and then from there the episode just kind of ends with Shuri kind of realizing, you know, Killmonger's a liar as always, and Pepper is onto his schemes as well, and they're working together to try and figure out how to topple him. But yeah, the episode kind of ends in like kind of a depressing manner, kind of similar to the Doctor Strange episode.
Yeah, where the bad guy totally won.
The bad guy totally won. There may be some hope.
3 Avengers died in this episode.
Yes.
By one man.
Wait, was it 3? Iron Man?
Iron Man, War Machine, and Black Panther.
I guess War Machine.
Oh, stop that! Come on.
I guess.
He was promoted. It's fine. He's
discount Iron Man, but okay.
He's better. He's got the giant baton that he whacks people with.
Oh my god.
It's fine.
So, but yeah, that was pretty much it for the episode.
That was the episode, right?
In terms of like overall thoughts, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of teetering back and forth. Like talking about it, there were some things I didn't realize where, like, you know, is what we said earlier, where this is basically the first half of Iron Man and the second half of Black Panther, like meshed together. But then at the same time, you have like some cool scenes with, like, you know, T'Challa talking with Killmonger in the plane of Panthers, which was cool. So there were cool aspects of the episode. There were just, oh man, the moment of truth, right? I guess for score wise, I'm gonna say a 6. I'm gonna say a 6.
Dang, okay.
I'm gonna say a 6.
You gave the zombies a 6.
I did.
It's okay. It's fine. It's a 6. If you gave it a 6, it's a 6.
You know what? I can't say it's on the same level as zombies. No, a 6 point.
I think it was better than zombies.
For sure. No, for sure. Like I liked it a lot better than zombies. You know, because I went in because we've known for a while that there was going to be a Killmonger episode where he saves Tony Stark, and at least for me personally, knowing that was going to be an episode, in my mind I was like, I mean, but okay, Killmonger saves Tony Stark, like, oh, and like what's different? I mean, I guess the saving of Tony Stark changes Tony Stark, but like, you know, why is Killmonger even there? Specifically, why is he there to begin with? You
right.
know?
Again, it has to be a part of his convoluted plan.
It's like, because like the thing with What If is that, so at least from what we've seen so far, is that it's taken things that are already established in the MCU, and then a character either changes their mind at that point or something happens to alter the timeline a little differently. So like in the episode 2 one, you know, I forgot the blue guy's name, from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yondu.
You know, Yondu was like, what if they picked up the wrong child? They're still there in the same place that they're supposed to be.
I see exactly what you're saying.
Right.
We had no context of, he just said, oh, I had infiltrated the 10 rings. Well, that could have been a cool story on its own had we seen
that.
It.
Could have been like,
but yeah, he just was there.
He was just
see
there.
What you're saying. It's like they said, some higher power said, I'm gonna pick up Killmonger, drop him right here. Right.
Exactly. I think that's where it kind of pulled me out of it just a little bit, even though it really doesn't matter too much. It's like, okay, whatever, you know, like it's what if, you know, what if Killmonger was here instead of there? But I've liked what if has done, where like I said, it's taken what has been established, but they change one little fact and then it changes the course of history. So I'm gonna stick with 6.5. It's better than zombies. It had cool ideas that I did like. You know, I like, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I really liked the scene with Chadwick, and
it was a good scene. It was a good scene.
I really liked it. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh. I'm gonna say 7. I'm gonna say 7. Done. 7. No more. No more than that. 7 at its best. Because now I'm thinking like, okay, it's kind of on the same playing field as Captain Carter for me. You know, the episode wasn't bad, but it didn't do much for me. Some ideas could have been better. Some were less interesting than others. So I'm gonna leave it at 7. I started at 6, then I was like, oh, okay, no, zombies was 6.
You're having like this internal struggle with your scoring.
I am. I'm telling you, these things need to be on a grade scale instead of a numerical one. But 7, solid. I'm sticking with 7.
All right. I think I'm leaning. I don't think it was better. It's definitely not better than Star-Lord T'Challa.
Clearly not even close.
That's a perfect episode. I don't, and then the highest ring episode I had after that was the Doctor Strange episode.
Right.
So I think this one falls right below, and like you said, kind of with Captain Carter. Yeah, zombies is low tier. Ant-Man killing the Avengers is low tier.
No, Ant-Man killing the Avengers is so high.
Nah, definitely not. And are we forgetting one?
Episode 1 was Captain Carter. 2 was T'Challa.
Then it
3
was Ant-Man killing
Ant-Man.
everybody.
4
was Doctor Strange. 5 is zombies. Okay, so we got. Yeah, no, this will fall. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Thematically speaking, I guess what the thing is we were supposed to see is Killmonger is working with his oppressors. You know, he's given a position of power, but it's from the point of view of the oppressors. So it's like, how does he maneuver this? Does he, you know, kind of back out of his killing ways, or does he find some kind of little gray area of redemption?
Right.
Man was not redeemed at all. We didn't get anything new with Killmonger. We got him in these new scenarios, but he played them out just like the same Killmonger. And I hate to compare it, but you know, Killmonger is a highly rated villain in the MCU. So is Thanos. What they did with Thanos was near perfection as far as a what if scenario with a villain.
I love this version almost as much as I love, you know, our Thanos, our OG Thanos.
Right. Like, so.
And that was a more risky move because
it was a very risky move.
Different.
Who wants to believe Thanos could sit at a bar and just have a conversation about genocide and how it's not genocide if it's random?
Oh my God, genius.
Right.
Oh
So,
man.
You know, it would have been cool to see, you know, I mean, maybe it wouldn't have been as fun, but what if, you know, Killmonger is trying to talk Tony Stark about, you know, black people all across the nation or in the world being oppressed, you know, like to give power back to the black people. I mean, you could make it fun, but we were just given the same Killmonger, and the results, like we said, were the same. They were the same. He's hell-bent on taking down Wakanda and oppressors and getting revenge for his father. Nothing changed, just the path changed to get there.
We learned that he likes anime. He has a softer spot.
Oh no, Gundam. Whatever, man. But I will say this: Michael B. Jordan killed it in the role. I did not think, not once, that was he like not giving me Killmonger. Came in, did his thing. We did have that great conversation between him and T'Challa. And we did get to see again, you know, it was a kind of a rehash of the films.
Right.
But this is the first time they kind of mesh two separate films and make it kind of a cohesive story. Okay, and it's cool to see, like, you know, it's cool to see Killmonger interact with the Tony Stark crew. But that was kind of it. Once he offed everybody, he was out of there, and it was Black Panther.
Peace out. I'm gone.
Right. So, what if, like, to teeter this line of, here's what we should be doing, giving you these different team ups, these different characterizations of characters, you know, and then they either give you an episode like T'Challa Star-Lord, or they give you an episode like this where not much has changed at all.
Oh man. Like it's either really good or it's average. Like,
yeah, and like, this one it's pretty average, but they could have done more with this concept. So yeah, it's a 7.5, and simply because I like Michael B's performance. They had some cool action bits, but overall it's just a rehash mesh. So 7.5.
So 7.5. So going in, because we only got 3 episodes left. So are you gonna heighten your standards more with these final 3? Like knowing what we've seen so far, and we kind of already mentioned, like episodes are either really, really good or just kind of average, maybe even below average. Like, is there, like, are you gonna be more stingent? Like, dude, I'm tired of these average episodes.
I'm just gonna go in blind. I'm just not gonna set any, because I feel like I did have an expectation for this episode. That's with the trailer, and that's with, you know, knowing it was coming. But yeah, no, I'm just gonna go in blind from now on. I don't even recall what the next ones are gonna be, other than Party Thor.
Party Thor.
Which
that one shouldn't be funny. That one should be really funny. Like,
I have no idea what the hell is a Party Thor.
It's a new concept.
He's just at a frat party. Another
Loki,
beer
my
pong
brother.
tables. I don't know. Right?
Why are you under the table?
Right? I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Party Thor should be the one that's making me laugh the most out of all of these.
I could use a good laugh. I'll take a good laugh.
Right, for sure. Like, how do you call it? Black Panther made me laugh with lines that were unintentional but intentional at the same time, like with the genocide thing from Thanos.
Right. That was hilarious.
Like,
yeah,
that was good. So I'm assuming something like Party Thor has to be just a straight up comedy episode. So if I could get more of the zingers like what we got with Thanos in episode 2, just as an entire episode, that, I mean, I'm excited for Party Thor. Party Thor, I'm going in with high expectations. That should be that should be 10 out of 10 territory.
Oh gosh.
Maybe that's too high. Maybe that's too high.
We shall see. I mean, there have been near perfect comedy films.
Right.
So, we will see if Party Thor can live up to the hype.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know the other ones. Actually, I do know one. Actually, I think I know 2.
So you know the last 2?
I think so. I don't know if you want to know them.
Go ahead.
But they could be really good. I think one is if Gamora was in the position of Thanos.
Well, that's in the picture, right?
It is in the picture, right?
Yeah. And then the other one is Vision.
The other one is Vision, and he had the Infinity Stones.
I feel like that can be the finale.
Those ones sound like you could do so much.
Right.
Like it cannot follow a pre-established story. There's no way.
I feel like the Gamora one would be like a sequel to episode 2.
It could be, because we didn't see Gamora in episode 2.
Right.
We have
exactly.
no idea what she's doing. So we very much could see that. But
the thing is, do you want that in one season? Are you like off? Are you put off from an episode getting a sequel in its first season? Because like so far everything's been original, right? Like, first 6 episodes, their own thing. If they do sequels, maybe in the 2nd or 3rd season, whatever. But would you want a sequel?
Yeah, I'm fine with that, simply because, well, again, it's a what if scenario.
Right.
These scenarios don't end with that 30-minute story. There's a lot more that could happen in these universes that they fleshed out. Well, I mean, they can flesh them out more.
Yeah.
So, and again, a lot of these are leaving on cliffhangers. So
that's true.
There's plenty that can be done. I don't follow up with it. I don't see why not.
Okay.
And again, I mean, if you want to make a sequel to the perfect episode to T'Challa Star-Lord, by all means do it.
That's the best one. So
right. If we're gonna get a sequel to any of them, let that be the one.
Fine. Fair enough. But yeah, I think that sums up our thoughts on episode 6. It was a decent episode, passable. I mean, it was fine. It was a fine episode. But high expectations for Party Thor, high expectations for Gamora taking up Thanos's role, and whatever the Vision one is as Ultron, Vision Ultron, or because I think he had the Infinity Stones around his
I think he
chest.
had the Infinity Stones. So sure.
Yeah,
maybe
that sounds interesting.
Maybe that Gamora and
maybe they're together.
Vision one are together. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That could be something. Yeah, you know what?
Totally.
I'm all for it. But that's our thoughts on the Yonkō Table. We want to hear your thoughts in the comments below on wherever you're listening to this, whether it's Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Just be sure it's at the Yonkō Table or at Yonkō Table. And if you like what we had to say about the episode for this week, give it a like, give it a share, listen to it with friends and family. We're family friendly. Go ahead. Just shove that earpiece into your family member's ear and make them listen to us. I'm kidding. Don't make them, but share it around. Have fun. Guide them to the righteous side. But yeah, I would say that wraps up this week's episode of the Yonkō Table. I am your Yonkō host, DrJaceAttorney, and fellow Yonkō Grandmaster Hooper, signing off. Take care, everyone.